Over the past 2 weeks or so, supporters of West Indies cricket have experienced great disappointment, distress, sadness, frustration, and the list of adjectives goes on and on and on. Fingers have been pointed in many directions, and rightly so, because the performance of our senior men team in Zimbabwe is grossly, and I repeat, grossly disastrous and unsatisfactory. Our only celebration during this time is the women winning their series against Ireland 2-0. And another match which they were almost certain to win being washed out. Congratulations to the women. Today, however, I'm not going to point any fingers. I'm going to just recommend 3 simple things that Cricket West Indies can do right now. They are very simple. I did not get them from any rocket scientists. Plain and simple, but these things may be done right now. During this show, I will not be calling any name or calling any country because I believe that no one country can solve West Indies' problem and no one player can make the team better. I believe it's structural and systematic. And so I will never single out a player or a country in today's show. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the show. Please slash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. The first recommendation that I have for Cricket West Indies is that going forward, at least 8 of the players who are in Zimbabwe should never ever play for West Indies again. They should be cut off and the door slammed shut behind them, and they are told in no uncertain manner that their service is no longer required. The head coach of the team or his team of coaches, they must realize that their tenure depends upon the performance of the team. And while persons will support you losing with the youngsters, they will not support you losing with these recycled, tired, ungrateful players who do not exhibit enough pride for me to watch them any longer. These players must be shown the door. And that's the first thing that Cricket West Indies need to do. They must be ruthless. The days of picking your friends must be over. The days of picking players because you want to be politically correct must be over. We must be ruthless. The second thing that Cricket West Indies must do, or the coaches must do, and this can be done immediately, is to create an elite fielding team. And may I hasten to say that I'm not saying that you should ignore the batting or the bowling. But of the 3 major aspects in cricket, fielding is the easiest one to improve. Not only that, but in a game of cricket, one field more than how they bat. One field more than how they bowl. And one of the side benefits of a great fielding team is that immediately that teams become very fit, because you cannot be an elite fielding team unless you are very fit. So that's my second recommendation. You must create a team that can prevent runs, that can save runs, that can assist the bowlers in taking wickets, that can increase pressure on the opposition batsmen so that they know that they have to hit the ball further away from us and harder to beat us in the field. I watch both West Indies team field, both the men and the women. And each time in particular they dived at a ball, I am worried about injury because there's no proper techniques of diving and sliding in this West Indies team. So my second recommendation, and I'm not asking you to ignore batting, because batting, you have to make runs to win cricket. And I'm not asking you to ignore bowling, because you have to take wickets to win cricket matches. But we have noticed over the years that all the weak teams in cricket, recall back in the 80s and the mid-80s, teams like New Zealand, they weren't good, but their fielding was outstanding. If you look at the associate member teams, what is all good about them is that they can field. They can field, and that is my second recommendation. My third recommendation, which maybe most of you won't agree with, or I don't know, but if you have to agree, please agree. And you have to disagree, please disagree. But it's time that we start looking outside of the region for talent. This again is not unusual. Marnus Labuschagne from Australia is a South African. Conway, the New Zealand opening batsman, is a South African. Ben Stokes, the English captain, is a New Zealander. Jofra Archer, the English fast bowler, was a member of the under-19 West Indies training camp before the World Cup. So it's not unusual, although I would not want more than one or the maximum two, but it is time that we start look outside of the region for talent to accompany our team. These are my three recommendations, very simple. Over the past year or so, I have made a number of recommendations on this forum. And you can go back on the home page and you will see number of videos where I have made recommendations. But I think these three are easily reachable. Cut off some players, create an elite fielding team, and look to recruit at least one or two players from outside of the region. Good morning and again, everyone. Please smash a like on the video and click on that subscribe button. I will go through a few of your comments. It's not bashing if we are speaking the truth and we are talking about grown men, not women. Mr. Casanova, thank you. Glenn Camber, good morning. Nothing simple can help West Indies drastic. It is much more comfortable words to use. You said 8 players. I have 7 earmark. West Indies must wake up from their friendly curry goat. Thank you, Glenn Camber. Bobby Burns said, yes, the cricket forum. We have been saying this, we need some English-based players, 2 to 3, to give us some quality and professionalism. Glenn Camber said, glad to see you realize what I've said before about importing players. Okay, Glenn Camber, I thank you for those comments. Recruiting players from outside the region is a good idea. Thank you, Antoine Nicholson. Thank you very much for that. We could start looking in South Africa for a few recruit. Mr. Casanova, I am going there too. I look at the English structure, and I don't think that we pay enough for us to get a good county player to take up one of our retainers. Except for England, Australia, and India, Cricket West Indies pay the highest retainer to its players. And so we could possibly look at South Africa for true Mr. Casanova. We could look at New Zealand. We could look at Pakistan, but that may be dangerous. Although if you have somebody who loves the West Indies, like how Sikandar Raza loves Zimbabwe, it would be a good fit. And these players not necessarily has to be teenagers or in their early 20s. Sikandar Raza, I think, is 36. But we need the right person with the right mentality. Johnny Bear is sure Scottish, so I agree with you. Seeking talents outside of the region. Thank you, Merrick. Steve Rousseau, the board of directors and selectors must be held accountable also. I agree with you, Steve Rousseau, and let me tell you what I appreciate about these comments coming in. And I'm glad you're doing it. I'm very glad. You make me so happy. You're not calling any names and you're not calling any country. And I'm very happy about that. Because it's not an individual thing. It is not a country thing. And I'm very pleased to see us not calling any name or any country. Thank you. So thank you. Agree with the first two, but find it hard to look for foreigners to represent us where we here in the West Indies. We have world-class players. It's okay for you to disagree with the opinions. I'm good with that, and I'm also happy that you have agreed with some. Again, Sheldon, I do not have an issue with you disagreeing. But we don't need foreign players. We need our local players to perform better. We do not have the economies to support outside players. Well, I have no issue with you disagreeing with my opinion, Sheldon. However, as I stated, we do have the funds to get players from South Africa, New Zealand, Pakistan. We have the funds. And when I say recruit players, I stated it. I'll go for only one or two, the maximum. It is not an influx of players to take over. Australia is the best team in the world. They have Labachain, the best team. MS, may we need to seek overseas administration? Well, that's another opinion. Do I agree with that one? No, I don't agree with that one. But MS may well be right. It's not a bad opinion. He has expressed his view. He may well be right, and maybe we need to go there. But I really think these three things. South Africa has a diversity problem. And because of that, a lot of their good batsmen can't play because they are white. So we could really seek out these players, but CWI might not do it, Mr. Casanova. We need to make the core of our squad back to ODI, test these T20 guys of short concentration span and leave them to T20 smash and grab. Crystal Bristol, welcome to the show. Give West Indies a chance to improve, brother. They won't listen to what no one have to say. It's their way or the highway. Christopher Bristol, if they know what's right, if the coaching staff knows what's right, they will take at least my first two advice, which is to cut off some of these players, at least 8 of them, and create an elite fielding team. Else Sammy won't be there for long. And may I just point this out? If we lose tomorrow morning against Oman, and it is very likely that we will lose against Sri Lanka, that will be 5 consecutive losses. When India comes around, India are favorite to win all 8 matches. And if that reality happen, with these recycled players, the pressure on Sammy will be so great. And I've repeatedly said that I support Sammy, but if he loses 13 consecutive matches with these recycled players, I will not be able to continue to support him. If he pick a young, fresh team and try to create an elite fielding team, and at least we see that he has a young team and is nurturing a young team, and we should lose all 8 matches to India, that is understandable. But if he loses all 8 matches to India with these recycled, unfit players, he's the one that said that they are unfit. We saw it, but he confirmed that they are nowhere near close to where an elite fielding team should be. So if he goes ahead and continues with these same players, and India beat us 8-love, 3 in the ODI and 5 in the T20, the pressure that will be mounted on him, he will have to go. So it better he takes my recommendation. How can we go to a World Cup qualifier with one genuine pace bowlers? How ridiculous. The key to good feeling is fitness, which we have not been concentrating on. I said that, Sheldon, that they goes hand in hand, hand in on. You cannot have a good fielding team if you do not have fitness. Sammy ain't in Cricket Forum. Okay. Thank you. I was hoping that I could finish the show before this cough comes back. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Please slash a like on the video and click on the subscribe button. And hopefully, I will see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everyone. God bless you.